And it looks like we are live, so I'm going to say hello everyone and welcome to a terrible stream for terrible people.
You need to turn the aircon off, it's really loud.
It shouldn't be on the stream, or is it?
It is.
You can hear it on the stream?
Yeah.
Oh, well that's unusual. It used to be. Fine, I get to die then. Of hotness. I'll just give it a second for it to actually fucking turn off. 10 years later. There we go. That is so much better. Anyway, yes, so we're doing the thing. There, he has bees. Yeah, I don't have an air conditioner. It's just many bees. Melting circuit, yeah. Get bullshit. Get fucking when I complain about it being hot and it's only blah blah blah.
It's your microphone.
Yeah, because I live in a country where all the houses are designed to be insulated. What are you talking about, Mrs.?
I said it's your microphone.
Is it my microphone?
Yeah, it's like scratchy as fuck.
Oh, for fuck. Is it doing that thing again?
Yeah, it's like interference kind of sound.
Great. Just... No, that's the wrong fucking mic anyway. I feel like it does this every so often. And it just needs to be plugged and unplugged. It's so hard to pull these fucking cables out. In some ways that's a good thing, in other ways it's a nightmare. There we go. 1, 2, and I can't see where the fucking port is anymore. There we go. Right. Has that made any difference? Please let me know.
I'm listening.
Okay. You're listening for has that made any difference? It should already have registered on the stream itself. Demon Orb is giving thumbs up.
It seems to have fixed it, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I think it must be like a static thing, that it just builds up and up and up.
Oh yeah, that's so much better. Okay.
Yeah. Am I allowed to turn the air... Actually, I want to kind of leave the aircon off, or if I'm not having headphones on. I'm cool enough as it is. Anyway, yeah, so apart from starting off with the fucking annoying... No more bees. No more buzz. I thought it was a... I'm assuming you're saying printer. I don't think we'd stream with like a printer right next to everything. That would... We have a printer. It's a pretty decent printer. But it's not even that loud. It is a laser printer, which I assume means that it's from the future. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. This week is going to suck in multiple ways, and not just because it's really fucking hot. We're getting flooring installed. Not in the whole house, because that would be insane, but we decided to do up the kitchen. And by we, I mean Mrs. Sick wanted the kitchen done up. And I said, okay. Basically. But because it's like they have to put some screeding down or some shit. I don't know. Someone has to come a day beforehand.
I've been wanting this for like 3 years now, and I've been slowly like telling you over this period of time, and you finally agreed to it.
It's just the amount of energy that I'm going to have to expel in order to have it happen, because I have to basically empty the kitchen. And Mrs. Sick keeps couching things in, we need to do this and we need to do that. If it's heavy lifting, I do it. Like, she's not as strong as I am. She just can't do stuff. And everything in there is massive and heavy. So it is what it is. But, yeah. And after that, so hopefully on Friday. The real problem is that I'm going to be working the entire time. So I'm going to have to fit it in between work days. And the worst part is, we agreed to like a super early morning thing on the Thursday. And then for him to come, the guy is going to pop in between shifts or something, I don't know. And do the screeding. And then that's going to be left all day. And basically our kitchen's going to be entirely out of action until some point on the Friday, when they actually come in and lay the flooring down and are done. It's just
new lino in funny colours. If you call white and slightly off-white funny colours.
Yeah, it's actually very tasteful. We wouldn't have it otherwise.
I like things that are plain.
Yeah. We got this fucking countertop, which I have no interest in buying a new goddamn countertop. But it's not a great colour, but it's not absolutely horrendous. And the tiles in there are like yellow. So we're like, okay, what can we do to make this easier? And so we got a floor that's sort of off terracotta. It's slightly orangey, but not too bad, and it matches quite nicely. We used it has a pretty cool augmented reality app where you can take a picture of your room, and then it will automatically put down carpet, and it will look reasonably realistic, and it looked great. So yeah, I then put it into Photoshop so I could change all the cupboards to different colors, so we could decide on a color. And Mrs. Sick she mostly wants dark blue, but I think what we're going to do is we're going to get fucking vinyl. We're going to vinyl the cupboards.
It's either going to be blue or white.
I thought it was going to be blue or grey. I didn't think white was even an option. I thought white was the walls.
Oh yeah, white's the walls.
White's the walls, and then the cupboards are... Because we're going to use vinyl, I'm going to get both a blue one and a grey one, and then the grey one's going to look better, and then we're going to use that. That's a fact backed up by science. I mean, to be fair, yeah. But that's like the one bit of it that kind of sounds fun is vinyling the cupboards, because I know how to vinyl things. I'm quite good at it now, mostly from doing like really difficult vinyl jobs. Like it's pre-cut stuff, but it's on electronics, and it is so fucking annoying to do. My God. Whereas big flat things that don't have much going on with them are like super goddamn easy. Cutting it's probably going to take some practice, but yeah.
Well, the biggest reason why vinyl is because it's so much cheaper than getting new cupboard doors. And
it looks nicer than paint. Paint rarely looks good. And yeah, vinyl's pretty cheap. Drop the needle on the vinyl. Oh, fuck you. It's not that kind of vinyl. That'd be an interesting look, though. I mean, you know, gimmicky houses, when people are like really into a theme or a country. I fucking hate that shit. People who like have an America themed house. It's like, no, stop. This looks shit. And I could see someone having like vinyl records as a wall.
Do you mean my auntie?
I wasn't going to say.
My auntie.
Although, to be fair, she probably doesn't have that anymore.
No, she does.
Oh, right.
My auntie, she's a bit of a hoarder, but she's also like really into America. So she has a very Americanized... She got like American traffic lights and shit.
I
don't know why.
I've never seen it, but I know it looks awful.
She got this giant stand that was like, must have been about 4 foot tall. And they were just traffic lights that would just switch between red and green.
Yeah, I just hate that shit.
And she just plugged it in, and I was just like, when is this ever going to be useful?
The only kind of thing I can tolerate that is like a restaurant. Like a themed restaurant. That's kind of fun. I wouldn't want to fucking live in one.
My uncle lives in Ireland, in Native America. My grandparents have a very Native American house. They have a lot of Native American pictures everywhere. Yeah.
The thing is, I've just got this image in my head. It's just some dude.
Oh, thank you, Bob.
Pictures of some dude. I will have a whiskey on you. It'd be like a belly button shot. They said on me. I mean, usually people pay the other way around for that, but you know. I live in America. What kind of crazy do you have to be to be like us? Do Americans live in houses with fucking American traffic lights in them? I'm sure some do, but I think most of you probably just live in houses.
Isn't that like a college thing that they get like road signs?
Oh yeah, that's just a young person thing. We've all accidentally a piece of road work.
No, I haven't.
There's they used to have roadworks on. We lived on a cul-de-sac within a cul-de-sac within a cul-de-sac. So it was like multi fucking cul-de-sacception. And there was always fucking roadworks on it. It was just constantly, because it was just so poorly maintained. So it was weird. Not juxtaposition. Can't think of the word, but for something that was so poorly maintained, there was always work going on it. It was weird. But yeah, like as kids, we used to do stupid stuff, and like there'd just be all this stuff there doing nothing for months and months and months. So, you know, kids being kids, we played with it, which meant we broke some of it. And I managed to retrieve like this giant fucking battery from inside, like a traffic light thing that was supposed to go for like weeks, I suppose. And then I attached that to a stick, and then I attached it to a little electric motor, and put 2 pieces of sellotape on it with a bend on it, and I made a fan, and it worked really well. And then I decided it'd be a really good idea when the big battery ran out of power to take the 2 little wires that came off of it and plug them into a barrel plug, and the engine exploded for some reason. Almost like you shouldn't plug little tiny electronics straight into the mains. I am lucky that didn't fucking kill me. So yeah.
My house is a theme teenage girls.
It's not a good night if you don't get a traffic cone.
I mean, it's a mess because of teenage daughters. Well, I live with 3 people who have ADHD, and then there's me who has executive dysfunction when it comes to tidying. So it is difficult. I have to be very upset and angry to clean.
Or listening to music.
Yeah, music tends to distract me, you know.
You should just put on music, and before you leave the room to go, if you're assuming that it's messy, put the music on
I'm
first.
not going to assume it's messy because I know it's messy.
Yeah, that's an assumption.
No.
You've come in and after I've cleaned and it's been tidy, you know.
There's a difference between assuming something and knowing something.
There is a difference.
I know that it's going to be a mess.
But oftentimes I tidy on a Friday. You're not coming in, very frequently, because after I finish work, the last thing I want to do is be sat at my computer. So I go and tidy. So not always the case. It's time for a domestic. I do tidy.
Fine, it is. Yeah, you do tidy, but it's not like to my standard.
Oh, I forgot about that. There's the standard thing.
Like to my standard would be like having an empty room though.
Hello,
I don't like mess.
How would you pronounce my name? Sakura. and that's it. Have you learned the lesson of humiliate? Okay. I have 5 kids, 2 are neurodivergent. My wife and I both have ADHD. She has OCD, so I'm all over the place trying to clean. She's stuck in one task, and our kids are tearing it all apart. The thing that drives me insane is, the kitchen that we're going to be fucking doing, and I'm going to have to clean out entirely. But it's always a mess in there. I cook pretty much every day, and I clean it while I'm cooking to a reasonable standard. And I try to tidy up after myself after I'm cooking. It is probably that when everyone's eaten, it just goes, and that's just the start of the mess. And then by the end of the day, the kitchen's a state every day, and it is like it feels like Sisyphus. The kitchen drives me insane.
This is why we need to get a cleaner.
We can't afford a cleaner.
Yeah, but can we just get a cleaner?
Moving stuff isn't tidying stick. It's just placing stuff elsewhere. Not if it goes where. Not if you put it to where it goes.
Not if you're like him and he collects everything.
I don't collect everything.
You do.
Says Miss Pokemon card.
Yeah, but my Pokemon cards are in one file. Your wires and your computer bits.
I have a big set of drawers that are full of wires.
Your computer bits and your actual computers, and then your computer boxes, and then all your tech stuff. Like, the shelves that I put up on the wall were supposed to be for, like, putting nice decorations on, and they're just filled with tech.
Yeah. Nice decorations. You're welcome. Anyway, you didn't put them up. I didn't put them up either. My brother did. He's handy with the drill.
I didn't say I put them up.
You did. You literally said you put them up. You can check. I could be wrong, but now there's evidence.
I probably did.
Computers, plural. Oh, yeah. So right now, I'm on my computer. Mrs. Sick is on her computer. The kids have a computer each. There's a computer in the living room that runs the TV. I have a laptop that I use to work when I'm sat in the living room. I have an old laptop that I used to use for that, and an even older laptop that I also used to use for that. That thing was a fucking piece of trash. I have a MacBook that is basically for the fact that it has ridiculous battery life, so I can take it places and do stuff without ever having to worry about it running out. Mrs. Sick has her laptop and an old laptop, although I don't even know what happened to that one.
I don't have an old laptop.
You do, somewhere. I don't know what happened to it.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do. You had a laptop before your current laptop.
Oh, you mean the thing that's broken? It literally doesn't turn on.
Oh, does it not turn on anymore? Okay.
That's not a laptop anymore. That's e-waste.
It's still technically a laptop. It's a broken laptop. That doesn't stop it being a laptop. What is your ideal computer setup? Money is not a problem in this case. Well, it's less about what I have in terms of equipment. I have most of what I want equipment-wise. I'm well set up to record at my desk with decent quality audio. I used to have to record in another room which had shit on the walls and stuff, but that just became like a whole day to do my recording, and I wanted to have an extra day back, so I started doing it at my desk. It's more that I would just have the whole house redone. I say house, we live in a flat. It's a small flat as well. I guess my ideal setup would be to have a bigger house. So my ideal computer setup would be hundreds of thousands of pounds because it would be a house.
But it would be mine too, because it means that you can actually have a room that is for your shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rest of the house.
I am convinced.
The rest of the house is really minimalistic. That'd be amazing.
I am 100% convinced. If I had a man cave type thing, she would spend most of her time in there because she'd want to come hang out with me. And because I'd be where my cool stuff is, and she'd spend a lot of time there, and then she'd sit in there complaining about it.
I would just complain that you're not spending any time with me.
No, I would set aside time to spend with you.
Then that's fine then.
But you would also, when I'm then doing stuff, having some me time, I think you'd come and spend it with me as well.
No, I'd just
because I'm amazing. Don't lie.
I'll just go do what I want to do.
What do you mostly want to do?
Like,
hang out with me. No. That's like one of your favourite things. Come on. Don't lie.
Okay.
You can't lie on the internet.
That's fine, but there's other things that I enjoy doing, and most of the things that I enjoy doing are not involving you.
I'm offended. I can't believe your life doesn't revolve entirely around me.
Like, I don't think you'd want to sit with me while I'm, like, looking up philosophy stuff and Egypt stuff and...
I don't know, if you're on your laptop... It wouldn't make any odds, would it?
Would you like read the plague over my shoulder while I'm reading it?
No. In my headspace, my room, my man cave thing would have a couch in it, and I'd have a big telly, and I'd be playing games, and you'd probably be sat next to me.
No, it wouldn't be me. It'd be the kids.
No, they'd have their own set of chairs. No, actually, they'd have little like a building site. They have little windows. What? I'd have little windows in the wall that they could look through.
Oh, right.
They could only see the screen that I'm playing a game on, so they didn't come and bother me. No, I'm kidding. I actually like it when I'll sit and I'll play. Like I was playing Another Crab's Treasure this week and a bit last week, and the girls sat and watched me play quite a lot of it.
Yes, I read The Stranger first, and then I read The Plague because I was like, well, if The Stranger is like it got voted one of the best books, so I read that one first, and I really enjoyed it, so I started reading other ones.
Have you finished The Plague yet?
No.
I know that it snuck up on you with another chapter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, it's still going. And I was like, I know it's kind of the point. It's like repetitiveness and the dragging on of life and shit. Yeah, I understand that, but it was really fucking annoying that was another chapter.
I just shared the wonderful news that is Sir Sick with a customer of mine. I knew I was basically Jesus. That must be a weird conversation. I always see it like I've spoken to very few people in reality about what I do, or like very specifically what I do. I told one person what I did, and they just looked at me. And like even after I explained, I do make money doing it, and they're like, yeah, but it's a bit weird, isn't it? Especially when you tell someone that you do YouTube, for some fucking reason, all of them assume you make shitty TikToks. Just like all of them, everyone they can't conceptualize that I make what I consider to be a product. Like, they're not the best videos in the universe, but they're constructed in a very specific way on purpose and aren't just me fucking just having woken up going, did you hear about that fucking wanker? Oh my god, can't believe they did that. And then 2 days later, turns out that was fake and I'm a fucking idiot. Yeah. Money doesn't buy happipiness. I want to be sad and rich. I'm already sad. I want to be rich.
No, money doesn't buy happiness, but it gives you the means it gives you a foundation to improve your life a bit.
Money doesn't buy happiness, but it makes all the shit things way easier.
Yeah.
It's like, money doesn't buy happiness, but food buys quite a lot of that. And being sad and hungry sucks. It sucks really hard. I fucking know. That's why I'm fat, isn't it? I mean, I wouldn't say I'm strictly happy now, but I'm not painfully, agonizingly poor anymore, to the point where we used to go for walks, because we didn't have the internet when we were really, really poor. And I'd have to walk, it's about a mile down the road to the one shop that had a ATM outside, so I could check the balance of the thing to make sure that we'd been paid this week, which wasn't always the case. My god, when we weren't paid, that is just, oh, that hurt. That shit really hurt. That's a good point, actually. We were supposed to be paid by Google this week, and I need to make sure.
It's tomorrow.
Okay, so it is actually coming in. Because that's the first time in a long time the bank hasn't preceded me getting an email saying that we were getting it. That usually happens like 2 days later. You've been paid. I'm just like, yeah, I fucking know. I checked. So, no, where's that gone?
It's only because I was checking today.
Yeah. I was once poor, Sir Sick. Being poor is just the fucking worst. Puts a lot of things into perspective. A lot of my friends could not... they always considered me to be tight, as in like a skinflint. Someone who just wasn't willing to give over their money because they thought everyone else didn't deserve it. And then as soon as I had, like, what I still call a grown-up amount of money, enough money that I wasn't struggling all the time, I started paying for things. I would buy meals and stuff, and I'd be very generous. Like, my generosity was directly correlated with me actually having any fucking money. And they were like, oh, you weren't tight. You were fucking skint. Yes, I was very, 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 very poor. Poverty trauma is real. Yeah, it sucks. I have great
I think it's one of those
empathy.
It's one of those things as well, like when you feel bad for buying yourself something as well. Because you're like, oh, I really shouldn't be spending this, and then you get it and you're like, oh, maybe it would have been better off if I didn't spend it, because, you know, we need the green light go up.
it's with the spending, it's less about, especially when you're really poor, it was less for me about spending or not, about whether or not that was the right purchase.
Yeah.
Like, getting the thing and then realizing it's not quite what you thought it would be was often kind of devastating, because it's not good enough to do the thing you want. So sick. Now I have way too much money. Prove it by giving me some. No. Yeah, like now, if I buy something and it's not quite what I expected, I'm like, oh, that's annoying. Back then, when I bought something and it wasn't what I was expecting, that was really, really shit. Sometimes you get something though, and if it's really good and it does way more than you expected, it's fucking amazing. Like we didn't have TV for a while. We had no way of getting TV. We didn't have a TV. We just had one laptop to share between us. Now I have millions of fucking computers, obviously. But I bought a dongle that was like £5 off of eBay that would do TV. It was a TV tuner. That thing was fucking awesome, especially combined with a PC. It suddenly turned this single screen device into the best TV you could get at the time. Like you could record things. It had just like a really nice interface. It was way better than any TV we had before. We watched a shitload of Star Trek using that. We watched most of Voyager, I think, using that, and it was awesome at the time. And then it got really annoying, and then I started thinking about. I think we got to a certain point and said, okay, we've had enough of that. Actually, no. I think we got the internet, and then we just did not give a shit about TV anymore. Yeah. As soon as we had the internet, it's like, oh, TV is literally pointless. I mean, I spent 3 years before I met Mrs. Sick in a house that I couldn't get TV in, so I just watched DVDs all the time. This is depressing. How about a little Blossom dance? Oh my god. And why is it depressing? It's just what happens.
Need to ask who was the A10 in Egyptian. A10 or E10 was okay. Was an Egyptian god that represented light, basically.
Oh no, someone asked you about Egypt. I was distracted by making Blossom dance.
It was actually not just the only one though. It was like not just the light of the sun that they saw. It was also they had the silver A10 as well, which was supposed to be like the halo of the moon. Spoon. It was basically just light.
So is anybody going to give me a tip for that? Eh?
It got very popularised by Akhenaten.
I miss the days of watching everything on my PC, back when I could watch a school screen from across the room and not see flashing lights. Wait, what? I'm not sure what you mean by that. What? Do you have seizures or something? I'm confused. Unless I've completely misconstrued that. I don't watch TV anymore. I only watch Sick. My God, I can't imagine. Although, one of the first times anyone ever showed me my content in real life, but not somewhere that I would be able to access it, as in a fan showed me them watching the show. It was on their TV, so it was like I could see their living room and a great big fucking gigantic Sir Sick filling the whole of their 50 to 70-inch, I don't know how big it was. That was really surreal. Also, the first time I ever saw people watching a video of mine and laughing and having a really good time, that was one of the best things ever. That was really cool. I guess it would suck to watch someone watch my video and go, well, that was shit. I imagine that would really, really blow. So I'll probably avoid that. To be fair, though, I have watched people watch my content and criticize it, but they're also they're really smart people.
What's Egyptian for gravy? I have no idea.
Egyptian for graveyard?
Gravy.
Oh, gravy. Oh, so we're going to say graveyard. Been playing too much Elden Ring. Got graveyards on the mind now. I have a memory of a goldfish with a crashed ZX81. Damn.
Is Nephthys related to Set? In the mythology, yes.
Am I going to have to ban Egyptian?
What?
I might just figure out how I can get it auto-banned in the chat. No one can ask you anything.
It depends on the mythology, though.
In Bleep, does Bleep to Bleep?
They were brother and sister.
What? Have you been on Pornhub again? God damn it.
No, not stepbrother.
Oh, sorry. Not getting caught in the couch.
Some of those are really funny. Just like getting caught in the washing machine.
There's a streamer that Mrs. Sick watches, I think Insum.
Yeah.
Whenever a boss character in a game gets stuck on geometry, he
goes, "Oh no, stepbrother."
It's a really bad joke, but it's pretty funny, and I'm pretty sure it's going to go into my brain as soon as the next time I see something get stuck on geometry. So Sick has far too much blood in his alcohol stream. I know. I don't even know how it got there. I didn't put it there. I hardly ever ingest blood. Damon Wayans said that seeing people laugh at his jokes was like a drug. It's a feeling that can't be described. It's weird. And yes, seeing someone laugh at something you've said is a pretty good feeling. Something that I've not a lot of people put that up. Like, there's not a huge amount of people sitting and, like, I'm not in streamers' playlists. And in a way, I kind of don't want to be, because I kind of like my little space. I like to grow at a controllable speed. I like that I haven't blown up. And I don't know, because one of the things...
Some may say that you're a grower, not a shower.
One of the things that I've always noticed is most of the criticism of my content, and shitty criticism. I'm not talking about people making a good point. Oh, you fucked this up. I don't mind that. That's fine. But people going, you interrupt too much. I don't like your jokes. Fuck you, basically. And it's like, oh, that was helpful. That didn't... You said nothing to me except just to be shitty. Most of that turns up when I'm having a growth spurt. So I know for a fact that if I ever blew up, there'd be so much of that, and it would suck. I'd have to consider, like, having a hiatus from reading my comment sections, and that's really hard to do. When you have ADHD, my God, you just fucking look at things constantly, especially anything that's grabbed your attention. Like, I get into arguments with people on Twitter, and I know that this argument isn't any good for me. This person is just really fucking annoying and won't stop saying stupid things. And I'll make a good point at them, and I'll think, there's nothing, the only thing they could say to that is something stupid. I should just leave this be. And then I'll come back and I'll look, and they say something stupid. But there's just enough of it that I can correct. So I fucking respond to it. It drives me mad that I have that behavior. It's something... That's just Jay Dyer fans. The Jay Dyer thing was fucking brilliant, though. I don't know if there was any growth out of that. That was really funny, because it was basically the same three things over and over and over again, apart from like a handful of actual arguments. Hello, all. Did you like Red Dwarf? I liked it up until a certain point. Yeah, I thought 7 and 8 were okay, and then the newest stuff is absolute fucking horseshit.
I like obscure Norse gods like Skadi. That's the goddess of winter, I think. What Egyptian god? What is the Egyptian god they made alcohol? Well, the closest one would be Osiris.
I always knew I liked her. Love your Twitter ramblings. It perfectly sums up apologists. My favourite thing to do on Twitter is to just make fun of random... The guys who do the ostensibly clickbaity stuff, but it's stuff they believe. They think that they're making good points, but they are kind of trying to bait. So I try to take what they do and make a new funny on top of it. Sometimes it's really good, sometimes it's shit. Sometimes I fucking misspell something, so that's always fun. I really, really hate that. Because of how my brain works, I'll write something out and I'll read it so fast, I will just miss every mistake. I have to, like... Someone once said, read it backwards. And I'm never going to pay for the Twitter Premium. So I'm never going to have more than 240 characters. I should just read all my tweets backwards and just make sure I haven't fucked anything obvious up. Sesik, don't listen to Vietnamese music. It will drive you potty. I don't know what that means. And maybe I like it. I like some fairly weird stuff. I like a fucking genre of metal called avant-garde metal, and it is fun. I really like some of it.
Who is the Egyptian goddess of snow?
Non-existo. Was there ever snow in...
Very, very, very rarely there's snow in Egypt. But towards the mountains there's snow though.
I forget to check Twitter. Yes.
Like, the closest ones I could think of would probably be either Tefnut or Shu, because they're related to moisture and wind and coolness and stuff like that. But not a direct one, no.
Dick Gallo says, it was a joke.
Oh,
He didn't
okay.
need you to respond to that.
Well,
That's what you've got to see about Mrs. Sick. She has the... she probably has the tism, and thus, if you say something, she will just follow it through to its logical conclusion. Unless it has to be very obviously a joke, maybe a /s will help. It does mean it's very easy to mess with her, which I try not to do. It happens by accident sometimes, but yeah. Yeah, you have to be more obvious. Text is basically your bane, isn't it, babe?
I don't like it. I have to ask you all the time and to interpret messages for me, because I don't know what people mean when they say things.
She gets texts from people and she reads them to me. She'll be like, "Hi, how are you doing? Can't believe you're a piece of shit garbage." And it was just like a normal message that just said hi. It's like, they're not trying to fuck with you, babes. I promise. They just wanted to know if you wanted to come for food. And it's fine. Also, you get me to write texts for you so you come off as friendly as possible.
Yeah, it's better if you do things like that.
Yeah. What is the Egyptian god of flies? Why are you seriously all...
Well, in ancient Egypt, the flies were considered like spreaders of disease. There was this idea that if a fly went on you, people used to believe that if that flies would enter your body and give you disease when you slept.
I'm pretty sure that's how flies work.
Yeah, because they hang around like dead bodies and dung and things like that. It was always seen as like they were basically little demons.
Yeah. It's interesting that some of the stuff, like flies, can be indication of obviously filth, and that's what tends to be what makes people sick. And we know that now, and it seems really obvious. But it's weird to think that there were times when people just didn't fucking know that.
What's the Egyptian god of not talking about Egypt?
Mrs. Sicket. Or is it Sir Sicket? No flies on Sawsick. Depends how bad the sores are, I guess. Right, let's see. Oh yeah, Tism fucks with social cue perception a lot. Yeah. Also, one of the things Mrs. Sick does is that every time she has a conversation, she has to go through it in her head for hours and hours and hours to make sure she didn't say anything stupid. The trick I found now is to tell her that the conversation wasn't that important, and she goes, "Oh, okay," and then stops.
The Egyptian primordial void, that would be noon.
I thought that was evening. Owned. Your new theme song should be an instrumental of Down with the Sickness. Okay. But that wouldn't... No. I'm not taking someone else's music for starters. And I don't think they'd give it to me. I mean, I'd love to talk to David Draymond. Mostly because it's very, very interesting to me that he was almost a... what do they call it? A Jewish priest.
A rabbi?
That's the one. Yeah, he was almost a rabbi. And then the little metal horns grew out of his face. That or the fucking piercings. I'm not 100% sure. I actually had. I used to have a soul patch, and that was partly inspired by David Draymond's horns underneath his lip. But I couldn't go through with piercing my face. I didn't like the idea, mostly because I didn't want to have a leaky mouth. Mrs. Sick used to hate flies until she learned how to open one. I
don't get it.
As in trouser flies.
Oh, right, okay.
It's a dick joke, I think. I want to see Cersei beating the crap out of something Egyptian in a video. The true fans will get it. I'm not going to do that. That's hella disrespectful. I might make one of them do a kickflip on a skateboard, but I'm not just going to beat the shit out of something. The only things I ever beat up in my video are myself or like inanimate objects that tend to have no relation to anything. It's surprising how few people like, or I'm sure that most people get it, but like I'm very deliberate in certain things that I do. Like when someone will come onto my video and they go, "Oh, that person had some obvious facial flaw. Why didn't you bring that up?" And it's like, because they can't fucking help it. What's wrong with you? I address arguments. Like, it's what I do all the time. I care about what people say, not what they fucking look like. The only time I'm likely to bring it up is there's some adjacent thing that I could talk about with it. There's some hypocrisy. Like, if someone was particularly underwhelming looking and then they start chatting shit about other people, it's possible I would bring it up. But most of the time, it's irrelevant. Anything that isn't something that they can control, I don't really want to touch. And I think everybody can control their opinions. They just have to try. Sometimes it's harder than others, but it's not impossible not to be wrong. I'm contemplating getting another tattoo. Any suggestions? Me. Don't do that. Terrible idea.
I don't know. I think when I was younger, I used to really want a tattoo, and then I was like, okay, let's find something that is like that you definitely want to have permanently. I'm like, I have no idea, and I just never got anything after that.
Tattoo of Cersei with CC hair.
Oh no.
That'd be fucking brilliant, I'll be honest. That'd be so niche.
It's just like a personal opinion, but when people get stupid tattoos that are basically just meaningless and they don't actually
like meme tattoos.
Yeah, I don't get
2 seconds of liking it.
I don't get it.
If you're into that, that's fucking great for you. I would never ever do it, and I'm judging you. I'll not lie. Can't help but judge you a little bit. Like, you make poor decisions, don't you? Fucking hell. But at the end of the day, I respect that you do with what you want. Neither of us have tattoos, and it's completely by fluke.
The bad Chinese ones.
Oh, I love those.
No, they're horrible.
My favourite one is the one that says, "Please pick from one of the below tattoos." That's the best one. The tattoo that fucking still blows my mind to this day is a guy I knew who got his name tattooed on his forearm. And I couldn't stop taking the piss out of him for it. Like, I literally just could not stop taking the piss out of him. Every time it was like even slightly visible, I'm like, did you forget your name again? Like, why did you do he did it when he was really pissed. Yeah, I wonder why he doesn't like me. But yeah, like, there are some cool tattoos out there. Like, don't get me wrong, some people have sick tattoos that look great on them, and a lot of people have absolute trash and just no concept. Have you seen the no regrets tattoo? Oh my god, it's one of my favorites.
You just reminded me. I saw this one. It's around somebody's navel, and it said Yorkshire born and bred, but bread was spelt like the food. Yeah.
That's pretty great.
And I was like, it's a good placement for it. That's where bread goes.
A friend of mine wanted to have surgery to get cirrhosis tattooed directly onto his liver.
What?
He said it was a joke for the coroner. I mean, sure. I imagine that's a surgery that any fucking respectable doctor would ever do in a million years. Kick-ass Dave tattoo. Are we talking about Dave, the fucking channel in the UK? Because it's like this blue font and
I forgot that existed, to be honest.
Yeah. That would kind of be amazing whilst also being ridiculously stupid at the same time. Yeah. I think part of the reason that me and Mrs. Sick never got tattoos is that for the longest time when we first met, like, we were into the idea of lots of things, more piercings, and tattoos were like not off the table.
Oh, I still like the idea of having more piercings.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, we could do that. I can actually afford it now. But back at the time,
yeah, at the time
we just
couldn't afford it.
Well, it's not even that we couldn't afford it. It's just like it was a waste of money.
Yeah.
Like, it was objectively a waste of money, and we never knew.
It is kind of still ingrained in me that it's still a waste of money.
If the next £20, it wouldn't cost a huge amount to get a piercing at a cheap place.
One thing actually is really off-putting is because my sister has a lot of tattoos.
Yeah.
And she just gets an idea in her head, and she just, I'm just gonna get this done.
Yeah.
And then
just immediately goes and gets it done.
And then she gets it done, and it costs her like 300, 400, and it looks.
Yeah, even now, like, tattoos are.
It doesn't look good. It's not like when you get people who have sleeves and everything on their sleeves sort of blends in with each other, and it like looks like a cacophony of, like, meaningful things for that person type thing.
I mean, my only tattoos that I like are still best mates. Like, I like his tattoos because they're pretty good. They're like really well drawn Nintendo IP.
Well, that's because you like Nintendo.
Well, I like video games. It's not about specifically Nintendo. So, like, his are fine.
But but her choices in tattoos, it's not like they don't go together. They're all, and you can tell that they're obviously being done by very different artists with very different styles, and I don't know, they do not look good. B Cycling
says, get your name, blood type, and NHS number tattooed in case you get rushed into hospital unconscious with no ID. I've got a much better idea. You bet. Don't touch me.
I've seen those before. Like having like bracelet type things.
People still get themselves
yeah, but
tattooed.
The thing is bracelets. If you get into an accident, a bracelet can break.
Yeah.
So, like, they would have, like, allergy, peanuts, or whatever, penicillin, or whatever on them.
There's a lot of people who have particular problems that get shit tattooed on themselves.
Yeah.
I think it goes on your wrist.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
Yeah. DNR would be cheaper. Not in the UK. We don't pay for our fucking hospitals. I mean, it would be cheaper for the taxpayer, but fuck that guy. He keeps. Well, I mean, the tax man keeps taking my money. The bastard. The SS used to have their blood types tattooed under their arm.
Oh.
Specific reason for there, rather than anywhere a little bit more accessible.
Well,
or do they want to keep it secret?
Thing is, like, if you put it on your lower limbs, if you get injured, you're more likely to injure your lower limbs than your upper limbs.
Your mid-body, like, if you're missing part of your mid-body, you're probably already dead.
Yeah.
Whereas you can lose an arm and still not be dead. Sick is friends with Cinnamon Toast Ken. Abso-fucking-lutely not. I know who that is. He is fucking way beyond. Oh, you're saying because video game tattoos? No, the person I know who has video game tattoos doesn't really watch streaming stuff anyway, unless it's FIFA. He likes FIFA games. He does play proper games, mostly when I'm around. But his main main video game playing is FIFA. Apparently, he's quite good at it. I wouldn't know. I would never play it.
Blood type whiskey.
Yeah. Insert whiskey. Wait. Blood type tattoo was under the arm because it was usually still attached to the body. Yeah, okay, fair enough. That makes... Are we talking under the arm as in on the side of them? Because that makes sense. What I miss? Talking about tattoos
like near your armpit.
Bouncing off body parts.
Near your armpit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bouncing Betties like to go about chest level. Bouncing Betty sounds like the name of a sex worker, I'm not going to lie. She's very busy. She is 90 years old. The internet, man, it's wild. It keeps her busy. Sorry. Yeah, landmines usually target the legs. I mean, as far as I'm aware, landmines usually target the whole person because you're right there on a bomb. I think they're usually designed to be unsurvivable. It turns out the guy who invented landmines was just very specifically did not like legs. So sick. You just know someone thought they were forward thinking and tattooed their MySpace address.
Oh no.
Or like, I don't know, their MSN account name or something. Like everyone, there's definitely some people out there with really, really, really shitty tattoos based on some fucking fad.
Extreme impulse issues.
Like a fidget spinner. But
oh my god.
These will never not be cool. 5 minutes later. A bouncing Betty is a type of anti-personnel mine that pops out of the ground to wound several people. I am vaguely aware what a bouncing Betty is. I just think it sounds like the name of a geriatric sex worker. I can't help it if they named it like that. Landmines are fine to step on, but landmines aren't safe to step off. That is cinema. Landmines, the firing pin goes off when you step on it. Why would they have any capacity for you to be able to get off of it and maybe survive if you used some fucking wizardry? Yet that's actual fiction. Landmines go off when you step on them because that's their purpose. If you put it down, you should know it's there. And if you want other people to not stand on it, you tell them. If you want people to stand on it, you don't. And that's it. There's no reason to have one that goes off after you step off of it. Only got 2 tattoos so far. My name and my late brother's. And at least one of those won't ever change. Oh, you made me feel a little bit sad. I was going to make fun of you for having your name. I'm still going to make fun of you for having your name. Why are you having your name? But I get you having your late brothers. That makes sense. There are certain tattoos that make perfect sense. There's certain that I just don't understand. Houdini mines in DS9 were interesting. I mean, they were literally science fiction. Are you talking about the ones... There's invisible ones, and then there's the ones that were self-replicating. I don't know if that's the one you're talking about. That was
cool. The
cool.
name Houdini kind of gives it away.
Well, the ones that were self-replicating were also invisible.
Oh.
I don't know if there was another invisible type that they were talking about. The only ones that come to mind at all was the ROM's minefield. Also, if you like DS9 and you want to laugh your tits off, look up Auntie Donna DS9. It's the stupidest shit you've ever heard. It's one of the characters from Auntie Donna, the fucking comedy group, explaining to the other two about the timeline and plot of DS9, and then they just it's fucking stupid. There's a question and answer section, and every single thing he asks they answer nog, and at first it was stupid, and then it was obnoxious, and then it was really, really, really funny. There's a certain amount of times you hear the name nog repeated over and over. Yeah. Tats and Star Trek spoilers. I mean, if you haven't watched DS9 by now, I don't know how to help you. It was shot in fucking 4:3. It did not have the widescreen. It's also really good. Best Star Trek minefield was in Galaxy Quest. Oh, the ones that follow you. I really like Galaxy Quest. I think it needs to be fucking. One thing that AI could do would be to fix that movie and change the scene where they run into the engine room of the ship has this section of just crushing pistons for no fucking reason because it's a ship based on a TV show, so it needed stupid drama that didn't make any fucking sense. And she runs in, and in the theatrical release, she goes, "Screw that." She is not saying screw, but they wanted to make this film for kids, even though it clearly wasn't. It was for fucking Star Trek nerds, and it's really fucking good. Deep Space Nine is now my favorite Star Trek thing. I used to think it was the worst. I didn't like the old series. There's certain episodes that are cool and I like more for sort of metatextual reasons, but it's not that watchable. It's like work to watch. Like the old Doctor Who, can't watch it. Didn't watch it when I was growing up. Couldn't watch it now.
Oh, there is a Egyptian god of flies.
Okay. So yeah, DS9 is now my favorite because it spends time building on the world in a smaller area, so you get to know things better and you get to learn more about the characters. And I think as a grown up, it feels like a program made for adults that's also very, very Deep Fake 9. Fuck you. But if you don't like it, the one that used to be my favorite, Voyager, is like dead last now. I find that really difficult to watch, mostly because half the episodes are the same episode, which is everybody be nice to 7 of 9, and 7 of 9 be's a dick, and then she says, "Oh, I shouldn't be as much of a dick," and then she's exactly the same the next time you meet her. It's like, right, you don't fucking learn anything. I think I can't remember which way around it is, but serialization. I think serialized things, you can watch them in any order, is the one I'm thinking of. And I don't like that as much anymore. I like things to be straight line where I can find out things. Babylon 5 was better than DS9. I'm sure it is, but I didn't watch it as a kid, and I've tried to watch a little bit of it, and I just can't get that into it. Maybe I should try again. 7 of 9 is the only reason to watch Voyager. Fucking wrong! The Doctor is the only reason to watch Voyager.
7 of 9's got a nice bod, though.
7 and 9, yeah, she's a tall blonde woman in a catsuit. Like, yeah, we know why she's there.
Yeah.
But she's not, like, interesting. If you want to have some porn, go fucking watch some porn. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but I want to watch
I like
sci-fi
interesting
at the
characters.
same time.
Interesting characters. The fucking Doctor is the only character with any goddamn growth in that show. Well, I get other characters have an amount of growth. The Doctor has wild growth. He is basically the soul of that show. And I will watch clips of Doctor episodes with just him all goddamn day long. He is actually in DS9. Technically, the actor plays the guy who made him. But anyway, yeah. There's Lex is the best sci-fi. Big Bug Spaceship. Lex is fucking weird. I liked it. I liked what I saw of it, but it's fucking weird. Yeah. Best episode was when they had to house the Klingons on their ship. I don't recall. One of my favourite episodes of Voyager, if that's what we're talking about, is when the Doctor gets fucking sent as a message, basically, to a ship in the Alpha Quadrant. And then one of the most annoying actors ever is in that one, and he's actually like kind of fun. I think it's Tom Green, or am I thinking it? No, it's not Tom Green. It's that other guy. Yeah. Anyway, he plays a different version of the Doctor's program, and it's kind of fun. It's dumb, but it's kind of fun.
I really enjoy Farscape. I should watch that again.
Farscape, just quality. Frack. That's all you need to know. Garak, love that guy. Garak's fucking great. See, I love the Doctor in Voyager. I love so many characters in DS9. And I love Data and Captain Picard in the next gen, and some of the other characters are okay. But yeah. Anyway, Andy Dick, that's the one. You knew exactly what I was talking about too. That's great. Anyway, it's time to go. I've got shit to do. And that is play Elden Ring, obviously. Anyway, thank you all for coming, and we'll catch you next time.
Okay.